suddenly piece yourself back together now. What's your vision?
Hey, what's up guys, Wizard101 here, and today I got another video for you guys. So, the other day I was requested for a level 5 how to be a Warlord tutorial. I haven't done one of these in a long time. The last one I did was level 1 how to be a Warlord. And this is probably going to be a 2 to 3 video series. So let's start out with episode 1. Let's get started. Alright, so the first thing you want in being a level 5 Warlord is, of course, your gear. And then it goes down through the deck, your pet, and the strategy. I will give you all of that in this video. So let's buckle up and let's go into the ride. Alright, so we'll start out with the hat. Alright, so the first thing you would want to get is the Midsummer's Cowl. You can get this, of course you can see it's a crown gear. You can either get this through the crown shop. It's really cheap in the crown shop, or you could actually farm what's his name? Nightshade? Yeah, Nightshade. Yeah, you can either farm Nightshade or you can buy this in the crown shop. Nightshade actually does drop this. He drops the Midsummer's Cowl, check it with the standing, and the boots that I'm going to show you guys. So, Midsummer's Cowl gives you that extra 120 health and 2 resistance. Resistance is really essential for level 5 PvP. Actually, resistance is what you're going to need for every low level PvP, so always keep that in mind. It gives you that extra sprite. If you want to use it to take off an infection, you can, so sprite's really helpful for that. So now that we're done with the hat, let's go down to the robes. Well, actually guys, I want to say something. In the hats, you don't just need a hat. I mean, it doesn't have to be the Midsummer's Cowl. You could use any normal pack gear hat that's at least level 5. But if you do, make sure it's a hat that has resistance and health. It has to have resistance. If it has no resistance, then you're going to have a hard time. I mean, you can still do it, but it's going to be a little bit tougher to get Warlord or even Commander on level 5. So after the hats, we go down to our robe, which is the Jacket of Withstanding. Jacket of Withstanding, of course, it looks just like this. You can change your color to Withstanding. You can get it from the crown shop as well. It's really cheap too. And you can farm it on Nightshade. Nightshade drops the Jacket Withstanding as well. The boots I have, they're a lot different, guys. But back to the robe. In the robe, if you don't have the Jacket Withstanding, or if you don't have enough crowns for it, or you really just don't feel like farming it, you might be able to find some bizarre gear that can help you out. I'm not sure, maybe give you some damage. I'm balanced in this character, so I mean I can get some balance damage or some resistance to some school. But the best thing would be the Jacket Withstanding, or get you a pack robe that's level 5. So keep that in mind. It has to have resistance just like the hat. Resistance is the main point of low level PvP. The Jacket Withstanding I would recommend the most because it gives you the extra Tower Shield card right here. As you can see, Tower Shield is going to be a really needy card that you're really going to need a lot in PvP. So, now we go down to the boots. This is a foot gear of the Indomitable. You get this, Commander gear. This isn't what you're going to start out with, trust me. You're going to have to earn this through PvP battling, getting tickets. So I'm going to go down to the boots that I started out with. I started out with the foot gear of Malediction. The foot gear of Malediction gives you plus 1% accuracy, plus 2% damage, and plus 2% resist. Resist, need it. Damage will help you a lot, and the accuracy will help you from not fizzling. You could be using a Storm TC, and Storm has a tendency to fizzle a lot, so if you got that accuracy, it's going to help you a lot not to fizzle. Of course, you got just a little 16 plus max health, but I mean, the stats that it gives you are really good for level 5. Then it gives you a Hex card, which the TCs are really expensive, and it's a 30% Hex. So that's really good. Hex should be really useful for before you go and attack if you're going first, just to, you know, keep them off guard. And then finally, when you do get to Commander and you have enough tickets, you can finally get these boots right here, the footgear of the Indomitable, which are really good. The resistance for a low level PvP is extremely good. The stats are really good. So once you get that and you start getting the Commander gear, you're basically going to be really tough to beat, guys. To the wand, it's a very essential wand, a wand that you can get at the crown shop. 2,500 crowns, I believe. 2,500, yeah, 2,500 crowns. It's not really expensive. No, you can't. No, you can't farm for this one. I'm not sure. If I'm wrong, I'll just put in the description below and tell you where you guys can farm it. But if you can't farm it, the crown shop's the only place you can get it, unless you can convince one of your friends to gift it to you guys. But even if you can't get this in the staff, try getting like a code wand, a wand that comes with a code. It might not give you a pit, but it'll give you some cards to use. This one gives you Clash at 70, so it'd be best if you use a wand that does at least 70 damage or higher. Then we go to our Athems. In Athems, Heartsteel, it's not expensive at all in the crown shop, but I don't think you can farm for it, or you might be able to farm it from Nightshade. Not completely sure, but Heartsteel can be bought from the crown shop. It gives you 5% resist, which is really good for an Athem. So keep Heartsteel. Now we go down to our amulets. In amulets, we got the Elven Pendant. You can have the Storm Bats if you want, but I picked the Elven Pendant mainly because it takes off shields, and that taking off shields helps you a lot, trust me. Then we go down to our rings. In rings, we got the Ring of Refreshment. Really, I got this just because the health, the mana, and of course the plus 2% in the power pips chance. But if you can't get the Ring of Refreshment, you can get something else like the Ring of Compassion or some other stuff. Different rings. You can get the ring for your own class that'll give you maybe some health, or I don't know, you might even be able to find the ring that gives you a little damage or something for Storm. So in the rings, that's it. Then we go to pets. My pet, of course, has damage and fairy. Not exactly the pet you want to use in PvP. This isn't the pet I should really be using in PvP, but in PvP for low level, I would recommend a pet with double resistance, damage, and fairy. The thing you need the most on your pet would be double resist and fairy. Fairy for healing you when you can't, and the resistance just to be able to have resistance. The resistance will help you a lot. Then we go down to the decks. I'm just using the starter deck for now, since I went way over level 5 on level 13 right now. I can use these other decks. Actually, at level 5 you used a Pinewood deck. My bad. Starter deck. Let me check this out. Okay, here we go. Here's the level 5. You really don't need to use the Black Mantle because level 5 you won't have that. If you're balanced, you're going to have the cards I have, but you really don't use these cards at all, really. If you're level 5, you're really not going to be using these. Okay, this would be the deck setup for a level 5 balance. 3 elemental shields, 3 scorpions, 1 scarab, and 3 pixies. Now we go down to what's really mattering here in the deck, and that is the treasure cards. Okay, in treasure cards, let's see, take off this Dudaga and this Judgment from here, because I don't think I get any more. Yeah, I don't have any more, so let's just, Dudaga, Judgment. If you want, you can take off Freeze, and you can put in, let's say, either a Triton, another Dudaga, another Judgment, a Storm Shark, or you can just put in another Tower Shield. I usually put in a Triton, a Freeze, or a Storm Shark just to do a combo to do even more damage, to be able to know that I'm killing them. Judgment, I would use Judgment with the strategy that I said. Judgment, use Hex. Hex will give you a little boost to your Judgment, and you'll be able to kill them. Judgment, you can use it even if you're not balanced. So, and if you don't want to use Judgment, go look for a Triton. Triton works just as well as Judgment does sometimes. So, alright, well, that's the deck setup, guys, and that's the gear setup. So, next video, I am going... Actually, no. You guys know what? I'm going to show you a little strategy now. Let's go back to my deck. Alright, so that was one of my strategies with the Judgment and the Hex. So, let's say I got 5 pips, okay? I got 5 pips. And as you can see, Dudaga is 5 pips, and Storm Shark is 3 pips. Okay, maybe if I take out Availing Hand, since that's more of a balance, I put in Freeze. Okay, this would be a really good deck setup for level 5. I'd just use this one, or you can take out the Freeze and put in Tower. But for this strategy, I'm going to use Freeze. So let's say I got a Dudaga in my hand. I got 5 pips. I can either use the Dudaga and do some damage to him, or then he'll heal, or I could freeze him, or I could Tower Shield. I would decide right here to Tower Shield, have 6 pips next turn, freeze him, have 7 pips, Tower Shield once more, and then use Storm Shark. After using Storm Shark, since Storm Shark won't take all that much damage from him, you can use Dudaga the next turn to finish him off. Or you could just wait, trolling him with Tower Shield and freeze, all the way till you get Hex him, and finish him off with Judgment. Sometimes, if you don't want to put in a freeze, or you want to take off Storm Shark, you can put in a Monstrous. To use it like on balance, I got Scorpion, Myth, you'd have Troll, Death, you'd have Ghoul, Life, you'd have Leprechaun, you know, then the second spells you get. So I'd put in a Monstrous, but I'd really rely mainly on using the Storm Shark and the Freeze and the Tower Shield. That's something I've always used, even in level 1. It's really helpful. Alright guys, well, this is about it really for the level 1. I hope you guys enjoy it. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will get back to you with episode 2, which will be a PvP, talking about strategies, the strategies that I just taught you, and showing you a little bit more about how to be a level 5 Warlord, teaching you more about your pets, and your deck, and I hope to see you guys in the Spiral.